Dear enchanting story lovers, welcome to another episode of Gina Tales. Sit tight and journey with me as we explore the story of a very good friend, the tortoise and the elephant. In a time long past, the animals of the forest lived in harmony, each with their own place in the order of things. Among them, the elephant was the largest and most powerful. His strength was unmatched, and he often boasted about his size and strength, believing himself to be the ruler of the entire forest. Tortoise, on the other hand, was small and slow, but his cleverness was known far and wide. Tortoise had never been one to shy away from a challenge, and though the elephant's arrogance annoyed him, Tortoise kept his cool. However, one day, the elephant went too far. It was during the great dry season when water became scarce and all the animals relied on a small river in the forest to survive. This river was located near the heart of the forest, and every animal, big and small, took turns drinking from it to quench their thirst. But one afternoon, as Tortoise approached the river, he saw the elephant standing beside the river, blocking the way for the other animals. His enormous trunk was raised high as he shouted, "No one shall drink from this river until I, the mighty elephant, have had enough. I am the king of the forest, and I shall drink as much as I please." The animals, too afraid to challenge the elephant, waited patiently in line, parched and tired. Tortoise watched from a distance, shaking his head. The elephant's greed and arrogance were unbearable. As the elephant drank and drank, the river began to shrink until there was barely enough water left for others. Seeing the disappointment in the faces of the small animals, Tortoise decided he has had enough. It was time to teach the elephant a lesson. With a cunning smile, Tortoise approached the river and called out to the elephant. "Oh, great elephant," Tortoise said with overstated respect. "You are indeed the mightiest of all animals. I, a lowly tortoise, have heard whispers of an even greater challenge, a test of strength that no one, not even the mighty elephant, could pass." The elephant paused, his large ears twitching with surprise. He turned his massive head towards Tortoise. "What challenge do you speak of, little tortoise?" he asked. "Well," Tortoise said, "I've heard that the true test of strength lies not in how much water one can drink, but in a contest of power between two animals. They say that if an elephant can pull something so strong that it cannot be moved, he will truly be crowned the ruler of the forest." The elephant, eager to prove his might, roared loudly, "A contest of power? That sounds like a challenge worthy of me. Who would dare to oppose the mighty elephant in such a contest?" Tortoise smiled inwardly but kept his expression serious. "I, humble as I am, would never suggest that any creature in this forest could be a good match for you," Tortoise said. "But if you are willing, I could find a worthy opponent for you to pull against. If you win, I shall declare you the greatest creature of the forest, and all the animals will bow to you." The elephant laughed, "Ha ha 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 ha," his deep voice rumbling through the forest. "Very well, Tortoise," he said. "Find me this opponent, and I will show everyone who the true ruler of the forest is." Tortoise nodded and disappeared into the forest. The elephant waited patiently, confident that no creature could challenge his strength. After some time, Tortoise returned, carrying a long, thick rope. "Here is the rope," Tortoise said, dropping one end of it before the elephant. "You will pull from this side, and your opponent will pull from the other. Whoever pulls the other across the river will be declared the winner." The elephant laughed at the simplicity of the task. "This will be over in a moment," he declared, grabbing the rope with his trunk. Tortoise carefully tied the other end of the rope around the base of a large, ancient tree deep in the forest. The tree was so massive that its root spread miles across the forest, and its trunk thicker than 10 elephants standing side by side. Tortoise knew the elephant wouldn't be able to pull it, no matter how hard he tried. Once the rope was secure, Tortoise called out to the elephant, "Are you ready, O mighty one? Your opponent is prepared." "Ready," the elephant shouted, and with all his might, he yanked on the rope. The elephant pulled and pulled, his enormous feet digging into the earth as he strained against the rope. But to his surprise, the rope did not move. It was as if his opponent on the other side was just as strong as he, oh no, stronger than he was. Sweat began to pour from the elephant's forehead, and his legs shook with the effort. But no matter how hard he pulled, the rope remained tight, unmoving. Meanwhile, Tortoise sat comfortably by the river, watching with a sly smile. He could hear the groans of the elephant as he continued to struggle. Time and time passed, and still the elephant could not make the rope move. Eventually tired and humiliated, the elephant collapsed to the ground, panting heavily. "Who is this opponent?" the elephant asked. "I cannot defeat him." Tortoise slowly walked over, twinkling with mischief. "Oh, great elephant," he said, "your opponent is not another animal. It is the great tree that has stood in this forest for centuries, its root deep within the earth." The elephant's eyes widened with shock and embarrassment. "You tricked me," he cried. "I did," Tortoise admitted with a chuckle, "but only because your arrogance has blinded you. Strength is not only in size, but in wisdom. The water of the forest belongs to all creatures, and no one, not even the elephant, should hoard it for themselves. Perhaps now you will remember that." The elephant, too weary to argue, nodded slowly. He had learned a valuable lesson that day, one that will be remembered for years to come. From that day forward, the elephant no longer claimed to be the ruler of the forest. He drank alongside the other animals, taking only what he needed, and he never boasted of his strength again. As for Tortoise, his cleverness became famous, and the animals of the forest admired him not for his size, but for his wisdom. Thank you for riding with me in today's episode of Gina Tales. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, share, and comment. And for more stories, kindly subscribe to this channel.